说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hi, this is a newbie lesson on Chinese Pod. I'm John.
大家好，我是 Jenny.
So this is a lesson for absolute beginners, and it's about...
About finishing your class.
Okay, so it doesn't matter whether it's a Skype class or an in-person class, this will be relevant, right?
Yeah, everything comes to an end.
And in a similar way in Chinese, huh?
Yes. So today we'll be hearing a very commonly used phrase, which means we've come to an end.
Like, that's it for today.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's listen to the dialogue 3 times now. "对话第1遍
Tim 还有问题吗？
没有了，
那我们今天就到这儿，
好，下次见。
再见。
第2遍
Tim 还有问题吗？
没有了，
那我们今天就到这儿，
好，下次见。
再见。
第3遍
Tim 还有问题吗？
没有了，
那我们今天就到这儿，
好，下次见。
再见。
And now for the translation.
Tim 还有问题吗
Tim, do you still have questions?
Tim 还有问题吗
Tim, do you have any more questions?
Tim 还有问题吗没有了
I don't have any more.
没有了
Nope.
没有了那我们今天就到这儿
Then we'll stop here today.
那我们今天就到这儿
Then we'll end class here today.
那我们今天就到这儿好下次见
Okay, see you next time.
好下次见
Okay, see you next time.
好下次见再见
Bye.
再见
See ya.
再见 Okay, so that was an exchange between a student and his teacher.
Yeah, and some of these sentences might feel a little bit long if you're an absolute beginner, but you're going to hear these over and over if you have lessons, so they're useful to study in detail.
And especially if you have your teacher, then you'll be using this language a lot.
Right.
好 let's take it from the top.
Okay, so the first sentence is...
Tim, 还有问题吗还有问题吗
Okay, this is a question,
Yes.
and there's a noun at the core of this question, and that noun is...
问题问题
All right, this means question.
Fourth and second tone. 问题问题
So falling and then rising. 问题. Okay, so that means question.
And if you want to say to have a question,
Okay, the verb for to have is...
有有 That's Y-O-U, third tone. 有
So yo means to have, and then to have a question is...
有问题有问题
Okay, now if you want to ask, do you have a question, there's a special particle that makes any statement into a yes-no question. It comes at the end, right?
有问题吗有问题吗
So this ma at the end makes it into, do you have a question?
Yes. And you don't even need a pronoun here. That's one characteristic of Chinese. Very often, the pronoun is dropped.
Right? So you say that to someone's face, and they know you're asking you if you have a question.
Yes.
So one more time, the question is...
有问题吗有问题吗
Okay, but in this case, the context is a lesson, and this Tim guy, he's a really good student, so he's been asking questions the whole lesson, right?
Yes, he's probably exhausted his question asking. So his teacher says, 还有问题吗
So we add this hi to the front.
Yes.
So literally, still do you have questions, or do you have any more questions?
Exactly.
Okay, so hi, what's the tone there?
Hai is second tone. H-A-I. Hai.
So do you have any more questions is
还有问题吗？还有问题吗？
okay. And in this case, Tim does not have any more questions, right?
Yes. 没有了，没有了。
Okay, so as we said, yo, third tone, that's a verb. And to negate it, to say not have, you use another word in front of it.
没有，没有。
All right, this is a special phrase meaning to not have. You got to memorize it. So second tone, third tone, 没有.
Correct. Now, 没有 means to not have. But in Tim's answer, he said 没有了，没有了。
So we have another little particle at the end. This one is le.
Yes.
If you don't know it yet, you're going to eventually get very familiar with it. And in this case, it's just doing a little something to tell us that he's out of questions.
Yeah, it's like I don't have questions anymore. I've asked them all.
Right, I had some, but now they're all gone, so I don't have any more.
Yes.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
So memorize that phrase. It's useful. If you don't have any more, you say,
没有了，没有了。
and you're going to hear that sometimes in China, like if you go to a restaurant to buy some food or if you want to buy tickets at a popular time,
对
they're going to tell you, we don't have any more.
没有了，没有了。
All right, so definitely a very useful phrase to understand, if not to use.
Then the teacher says, 那我们今天就到这儿。那我们今天就到这儿。
Okay, so the first word is
那
fourth tone.
N-A.
So that's like then in that
case.
case.
Yes.
Okay. And then the next word,
我们
and that means we. Okay, so the tones are
我 third tone, 们 neutral tone. 我们
okay, so we or us.
Yes.
All right, and the next part,
今天
so that's 2 first tones.
and it means today, this day.
Okay, 今天.
对
How do you spell that?
今 J-I-N 天 T-I-A-N
Okay, 今天. Today.
today. Yes. And then let's look at the next little phrase. 就到这儿就到这儿
Yeah, we're going to treat this as a chunk because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you analyze it in detail.
What does this chunk mean then?
It kind of literally means just to here. Like we're not going past here.
Yes.
In other words, we're done.
The end.
That's it. So today, that's it.
对
Nothing new.
Yes. So 就到这儿就到这儿
Just to here, meaning now.
Even though you said we're not going to overanalyzing this chunk, I think it's still helpful to point out that 这儿 means here. Right?
Just to here. Okay, and that's 3 fourth tones.
Oh, yes. 就到这儿就到这儿
So frequently you'll hear the today with this whole thing, right?
今天就到这儿今天就到这儿
So as you mentioned earlier, you can drop the pronoun. So
Yes.
this is very common.
Can do.
今天就到这儿.
Now, shall we repeat this sentence a few more times?
Like the full thing?
Yes.
Okay?
那我们今天就到这儿。那我们今天就到这儿。
Okay, then we today just stop here.
Yes.
All right? So now it's time to say goodbye.
好，下次见。下次见。
So 好 means good, right?
Yes. It's expressing agreement.
Okay, third tone. It's kind of like okay.
Yes.
Okay, 好。
好。And then see you next time. 下次见。下次见。
So the next time part is
下次。下次。
2 fourth tones, and it comes first, right?
Yes. Now you have to put this 下次 before the verb.
Okay, 下次.
嗯。
And then,
见。见。Also a fourth tone.
so again, we have 3 fourth tones in a row.
What a great way to practice fourth tones in this lesson.
下次见.
下次见.
Okay, see you next time.
See you next time.
Another good set phrase to know.
Or you can just use the plain 再见. 再见.
Yeah, hopefully you know that one if you studied Chinese before.
对。
So 再见, also 2 fourth tones.
It means bye.
Yeah, just goodbye. See ya.
Okay, it's time to say goodbye. 再见.
Are we going to listen to the dialogue 3 more times?
You are also right.
Okay.
对话第一遍。
Tim， 还有问题吗？
没有了。
那我们今天就到这儿，
好，下次见。
再见。
第二遍。
Tim， 还有问题吗？
没有了。
那我们今天就到这儿，
好，下次见。
再见。
第三遍。
Tim， 还有问题吗？
没有了。
那我们今天就到这儿，
好，下次见。
再见。
So Jenny, I think it's time for us to prove just how useful these phrases are.
Yes. So we probably spent around 10 minutes analyzing different elements in this dialogue.
Yeah, but we'd like to ask you guys before we go if you still have any questions.
还有问题吗？还有问题吗？
And if you still have questions, you can come to ChinesePod.com and ask us online.
Yes. Or better still, 没有了。哈哈，没有了。
Everything is clear. Well, in either case, I guess it's time to wrap up.
那我们今天就到这儿。
好，下次见。
再见。
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
1942.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/1942 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/1942.